Well, hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, I don't know.
You forgot your words.
I have had a long day, and my words aren't working tonight. Domestic Goddess, Chief Cook, and Doggy Mama still on vacation without her dog in the paddy wagon.
Yeah, so we're back. We had to take a weekend off or a week off or Wednesday off, whenever it was, because we were off in the woods doing Bigfoot stuff with other Bigfoot people.
Bigfoot stuff.
All right. It was called Beachfoot, where a bunch of Bigfoot researchers get together for a week and just share notes.
And beverages.
And beverages. Lots of beverages. So there's that.
We're going to drop it there.
Yes. So what happens at Beachfoot stays at Beachfoot.
Yep. But I tell you what, our rooftop tent was probably the featured attraction.
It was.
Of the entire week.
Yep.
So anyway, we should probably play the introduction so we can get to the fun stuff tonight, because we have got a fantastic guest for y'all to meet tonight. So play that intro.
Here we go. All right, folks. So tonight we have got a very special guest, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. So here we go.
Welcome to Breaking Bigfoot. This is your big homie Jesus Jr., also known as Gonzo from Breaking Bad. This is my channel where I will be discussing, showing my evidence of the legendary Bigfoot, Sasquatch, skunk ape, etc., etc. So I hope you enjoy, like and subscribe, share with your friends, and remember, I am the one who knocks.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? I love that intro.
Yeah, wasn't it awesome? Yeah, so go to Breaking Bigfoot and like and subscribe.
Please do.
Yeah. So hey Jesus, how's it been? How you been doing?
It's been good. Missed y'all. Was awesome hanging with y'all and doing the festival with you guys, and glad I met you guys.
Well, we're glad we met you too. So we always ask all our guests one question in the beginning. What got you into Bigfoot?
Well, I have this fascination with feet. I'm just kidding. It was it was when I was a little kid. I was about 4.5 years old. My mom had a book called Mysterious World by Arthur C. Clarke, and they had a Bigfoot section in the Yeti with the, I forget, it's the picture where there's a in the snow a footprint with a pick hammer next to it. I believe it's a pickaxe, or I think a pick hammer. That was the first time I saw a print, and then they had a real grainy photo of one. But that's when it started. What got me in the field, I would say, was hearing one for the first time in 2001. I think it's 2000-ish. I actually heard the 2 calls done within a minute of each other, and after that I was just hook, line, and sinker. Couldn't stop.
All right. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I tell you what, we really enjoyed meeting you, and actually, I really enjoyed watching you going through your phone with you and looking at all your photos that you got. It's pretty awesome, and your stories. So I think we got to say hi to a few people who we got. Donna, Michelle, Raptor is in the house. How you doing?
Why don't you just read all that?
Oh, yeah. Hannah put up a hi to everybody. There we go.
Hi, Michelle and Henry. I think I got Michelle again, and Raptor, and Sugar Riches, and Henry, or everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, buddy.
Yep. So in case you missed it, this is Jesus Jr. Payan, and he was one of the actors on the hit series Breaking Bad. And now instead of Breaking Bad, he is Breaking Bigfoot. And we had such an amazing time hearing about his encounters with Bigfoot that we knew, hey, Angel, we absolutely knew that y'all, our peeps, would want to hear about his experiences. And I tell you what, folks, get your coffee because this man has a PowerPoint that rivals this man's PowerPoint.
Okay. Yeah. All righty. So we're gonna go through the photos you sent me, and let's start talking Squatch. How's that sound?
Oh,
All right. So here's your first one.
yes.
So
This one right here, I was actually steal from a video I have, and I was climbing. This is in Cloudcroft, New Mexico, and up on the left side of the hill, the area that I'm at, seems to be where they have a lot of the juveniles hanging out. And I could see it. I could see it. It wasn't an accident. I took a picture. I was up there videoing and walking around. You can hear me talking, saying, to not look at it directly and just turn your camera. Turn your camera straight, act like you don't see it, and it'll prevent them from ducking, real quickly. Once they realize you're looking at them, they'll be like, oh, they're gone. So this one reminds me of a chimpanzee. A lot of the people that have seen juvenile Sasquatch say that they look chimpish, and they grow into their face and their ears and everything, when they get older. So this is just one of the examples I have of juveniles, but all the pictures you're seeing are in the same mountain range. So yeah, it's very cool.
that's awesome. So
did it work? Did panning just very casual, like I don't see you? Did that actually work?
Yep, it does. Or sometimes I'll see one and I'll turn around and act like I'm taking a picture the opposite direction. I'm doing the selfie camera, so I can get a picture of it staring at me from behind.
that'll work. All right. So let's see if I can jump this forward. It's not working. There we go.
Oh, wow.
So that's where you colored it in.
The same day, just a little bit closer. I didn't want to get too close because I didn't want Mama Sasquatch to kick my butt. But,
yeah.
Because they knew I was there, and they seemed comfortable with me even being that close, which to me is just ridiculous because normally they're very, very protective. But I've been doing that area, researching in that specific area for 15 years. So I think we built up enough trust. They know that I'm not there to hurt anybody.
Could you do a favor with your handy dandy little laser pointer and
circle it for you?
And point out the eyes and the nose and the mouth, because right now I feel like I'm looking at Bagheera from the Jungle Book.
So he said they look chimpy, so that looks like a chimpish ear right there, and then you've got the eyes and the nose. In fact, let's look at his next photo where this is a gamma version of it, right?
Yep. And you can see the eyes and the mouth separation, and then again the ear.
Okay. Yep. Oh, so that's down in the blue, right?
Yeah.
Show that for Raptor, because Raptor said he couldn't see anything.
There we go. I think I can even do the Bigfoot thing. Look at this.
Nice.
There. I drew a circle around it. It ain't a Bigfoot unless it's got a red circle around it.
If you look closely, you can see the mouth and the eyes.
Yeah, I can see that straight mouth, the wide set eyes, the broad forehead, the little bulbous nose.
Yeah.
The ears on the sides.
Yeah, ears are over here, and then you got the eyes, the nose right here, and the mouth. If I can drive my mouse. Okay.
Hey, Uncle Bones, good to have you in the house. And Kelly from Medellin Falls is with us.
Hey, Kelly.
All right. The next picture should be the I superimposed. Oh, no, that's not it. We can get back to it at some point. I can
superimpose. Let me see if I had that.
Yeah, it's a split screen image.
Of that one?
This one?
Is it? No, is it? Oh, is it this one?
No, that's another one. It's like that, but it's another one. It looks like just the pictures right before, but there's two of the same picture right next to each other.
Right there. Is that it?
Nope, that's not it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think, is it like this one? Nope, that's a different one too. We got to get back to that.
But yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I have that one. Sorry, bud. I might have missed it somewhere.
All right. Well, let's go to a different one then. That should be the last one of those.
So there's this one here.
Okay, yep. So that one right there again is also a video where I did the I'm pretending not to see you thing, you know. And in that dark spot right in the middle is where it's standing. And I would say it was about 4.5 feet tall, maybe 5. And in the next couple of pictures, you'll see the zoomed in what we're seeing.
Right. So what we're looking at is right here. If I can get that to work.
Click pen or laser.
There you go. It's right there.
Right there. Yep.
Okay. And then we got the zoom in photo is the next one here.
That's one on the left. That's zoomed in. The picture on the right, I superimposed, not solidly. I made it transparent to an extent, but it's a chimpanzee facing the same direction. I just superimposed on the right to show that it matches the facial structure on the left.
I wonder if Bigfoot would be offended that I think he looks like a panther.
I don't know. You're weird.
I'm seeing Bagheera. I'm telling you.
I know, what I thought for a long time was that it was possibly a mountain lion, but standing up on something. And I thought the white parts, which are the eyebrows, I thought those were whiskers, and a nose and eyes of up to the left. But it's the ear, the eyebrows, and it's kind of like has its head down a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Ben, good to see you, and Nancy and Nick and the logging guy.
The logging guy.
Nice. Logging guy, you're going to want to watch our video.
Do you know who logging guy is?
No, who is it?
I think it's Ben.
No, this is Ben down here.
Oh, that's Ben down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to say, logging guy, make sure you watch the video that's dropping on Friday. More logs than you'll ever want to know.
Yeah, yes.
And Scott's in the house, so let's keep going.
All right. So, oh yeah, hi Scott from Maine. Okay.
So now we know that he definitely looks like at least a primate and not a big cat. Okay, good to know.
Okay, now this one, if you look directly in the middle in the dark area, there's another, what I believe is and is making a face like this, ooh, like that, which is a face of distress with chimpanzees and gorillas and many other, of the great apes that are out there. So it's reflecting, looks like it's reflecting the greenery around it too. So the next photo should be the comparison and zoom in of a picture I found that fit right over it almost perfectly.
Welcome, Dawn. That's pretty amazing. Go back to the other one.
Okay. All right. It's right here.
I know. I see that. What is this? There's like a right angle there. Is that just brush or greenery?
I don't know.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and that O face, you'll see that on Native American masks. All right, so this next one. Yeah.
On the rays, that's how we point out stuff. Over there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, let's see the next slide.
All right. This one's got me confused.
So the reason why I sent you that one is that's the full-size picture that I took. I could hear the Bigfoot, but I didn't see exactly where it was. So again, I do the same that whole 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back the same way, take plenty of pictures or video. Then when I get home, I zoom in and look around and see if I see anything. So the next picture should be a slightly closer up version of that.
There you go.
Okay. So we're looking at you can see the dark area towards the middle, I would say more. So there's one dark area right there. Then on the right side of that one, There's a little white. There you go. That's where our subject is. And as we progress to the pictures, it'll brighten it, and I'll be zooming in and cropping more and more until it's really obvious what you're seeing.
Okay, there's the next one. Did it move?
Just right there.
Mm-hmm. And the next one.
All right. Now
See
you
it
can
now?
you can start to see it right there at the bottom of
Is it this?
Yep. Hannah's circling the screen with her finger, but you can't see that. So, and then there's that. See it?
Now
I see it.
Brightened it up a lot.
Yep. See it?
Yep.
So
It's like you can see head and shoulders on that one.
Okay, Raptor has a question. Let's
Okay.
take a break. Why don't you down at the bottom?
Okay.
So, are you saying that there are great apes and other things out there with Bigfoot too, or did I misunderstand what he said?
No, what I was saying was that a lot of the juvenile Sasquatch that are out there have been reported, and what I've seen, to look like chimps when they're juveniles and they're really young. Once they pass like the age, not the age, but the height, I would say of about 6 feet, is when their facial structure, their head forms, a lot, the sagittal crest forms, and yeah, their ears possibly stay the same as when they were little, but as their head gets bigger, it makes their ears look smaller, and then to where like how we have sort of, but yeah. So I'm just showing I went online and looked through a bazillion images of chimpanzees to find the exact same pose or angle to compare it to the pictures that I've taken, and they match up almost identically.
And when human babies are born, you can't tell them apart from a monkey.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
When they first pop out. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and there's another thing too, isn't it? Your head hits its size. I can't remember.
I think by the time you're 8 years old, your head is as big as it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then your body catches up with your head. So, and once your body catches up with your head, you're no longer cute.
Yeah.
The big head, little body makes you cute.
Yeah.
Right. And then with Sasquatch and the gorillas, when they reach maturity, all their muscular system increases, and you get the big trap right here coming down, and then of course more muscle in the jaw form and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Dale is now with us. Hello, Dale.
Hey, Dale.
Hello.
The other guy from Maine. All right. So yeah, but I can see almost. Well, what I'm looking at, I look like I can see the arm and the shoulder and the head. Is that where you're?
Yeah. So you're looking at the screen. That what I can see, I'm gonna pose like I'm it. Okay. So what I can see is a big shoulder, like this, and it puts them like this.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I got it too. Yep.
So the next one should be
this one. I think that was the closest one.
Oh, okay.
No, that was a different one. Yeah, that was that one. That was the closest one. Yeah.
All right.
So let's see. How long have we been on?
We've been on for 18 minutes. Is it time for a commercial?
Pretty close.
Before we continue.
Yeah. All right.
So we're going to take a pause for station identification.
Yeah, we are. So I got to push a lot of buttons right here real quick. So don't forget, folks, do we want to talk about where we're going next?
This Saturday. So that's in 3 days.
So in 3 days.
If you are in Southern Oregon, please come down to the Cave Junction Bigfoot Festival. It's super easy. Starts at 1 o'clock. Bring your kids. It's just a really quick, informal, family-friendly mini festival with ice cream and Bigfoot stuff and games, and it'll be over at 4, and then we're gonna just stay in the right place and have an outdoor Bigfoot town hall.
Yep.
So but I will say this: our new shirts will be debuted at this festival, and what we have learned about new shirts is they go fast. So come on down to Cave Junction and enjoy a festival behind the Bigfoot Print and Copy Shop.
Yep. And then after that, we are going to be
in Glide.
in Glide.
which is right outside of Roseburg, Oregon. We will be special guesting alongside Dr. Jeff Meldrum. There may be VIP dinner tickets still available. Not sure, but you can go
To the glidesquatchfest.com.
GlideSasquatchFestival.com and see if you can get in there. This is they've got a couple of sponsors helping them do it, but there will be a beer garden.
Yeah. And come down for on the what is it, the 22nd? Oh, it's all day festival. We'll be in our booth there, and we'll be there with Jeff, and you can come hang out with Dr. Jeff and us all day if you want. So.
Yep.
And then one more. We have a video for that one.
The second annual Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest is coming to Baker City, Oregon, August 11th and 12th. Join us for a VIP dinner on Friday night featuring special guests Todd Neese and Michael Freeman, and a full day of activities on Saturday, August 12th, featuring speakers and vendors, our live radio broadcast, and a Bigfoot town hall. The Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest is hosted by Squatch America. Find more information and get your tickets at SQUATCHAMERICA.com.
Gosh, I love him.
Yeah, that's our announcer friend from Portland, from Into the Paranormal.
Anyway, and he will be there too to MC the whole event. And just so you know, we sold the first 2 VIP dinner tickets today. So get your VIP dinner tickets for dinner with Todd and Michael and
me and Dar and.
Did you just give away the secret guest?
I just did. Shh. Anyway, me and my big mouth.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So that will see us through the end of the summer, and then after that, who knows?
We're going to go to New Mexico and go squatching.
We are good. We're going to go squatching with Jesus.
Yes, we are. There we go.
All right, back to the pictures.
Okay. What are we doing?
You're going to show the next picture, which means you have to click this button here.
I know. I'm getting there. I got all these buttons. Anyway, there we go. So there's the next one.
So what happened here was I was actually taking a picture of a structure and didn't realize what I believe is there in that picture was there. So I didn't notice until I got home and was zooming in and saw that there was something in the background possibly. And that, to me, it looks like a female Bigfoot with a little Bigfoot behind it that has darker hair. The female, I believe, is like auburny, reddish, like a orangutan.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Kind of a brown. Do you see it in the picture?
Is it up there? Like up here?
Yep.
I'm touching the screen again with my finger.
There we go.
And guys, just so you know, while these two guys were fangirling over each other, on over their pictures, I was not part of that very much. I was off doing other things.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to answer. So I have not seen these ahead of time. I wanted to answer Dale's question. If you are interested in getting a shirt online, we will have them online, and we will, of course, send out an email as soon as those are live. But we go through a different supplier for online shirts than we do for in-person shirts. So it might take a little longer, but we will get them. We have to get all of our artwork to the online supplier.
There we go. So they're coming.
They're coming.
So here's the blown up version.
There she is.
Oh wait, I probably should have did this one first. There you go. Yeah, I can see that right behind it. It looks like there's one crouching down behind it, and like, oh, mom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Circle it.
Circle it. You see it right here?
Yeah, I see it, but
that's the little one. So if we go into this one, you can kind of see it right there.
And what I'm trying to figure out is on the one in front, it looks like I see 2 pointy ears. So I'm not sure if those are ears or if that's hair styled a certain way.
Yeah.
It looks to me, I know as much as everybody hates to hear me say this name, but the face looks like Todd Standing's picture he has of a face just like that with the hair. I'm just saying. I didn't make it,
Did Todd Standing sneak himself into your Photoshop?
Yeah.
Yes, he
Wouldn't
did.
put it past him.
It was his sister-in-law that works in the movie industry.
Yeah, it was. That's funny.
Lockbeard,
Yeah.
hello, my friend.
So, yeah, but I can see the face in it.
That's me too.
Yeah.
Bigfoot Tony said it's just a tree stump.
It could be. It's a stump squatch. Is that
Right?
a hand? Is this a hand there?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, but do you go back and take pictures of the stuff not there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
That we think is the smartest thing to do, because you can say this is what it looks like without that weird thing there.
Yeah. So if we blow it back out, you can kind of see it. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking with a gentleman last weekend at Beachfoot who took his pictures, got really excited, went home, blew them up on his computer, and then like, crap, I didn't take a picture of it not there. So he turned around, got back in his truck, drove 50 miles to go take one picture and come back.
Was it there?
It wasn't there when he took the picture.
Yeah. And Jesus, Raptor wants to know if this is your wife in these costumes with you taking pictures of her. Does your wife you? Does she go out in the field with you? And
she does.
She does?
Yeah.
Yep. And I plan on having her come with me to all the festivals and kind of do what you guys do and get to travel everywhere. And yeah, this is what I enjoy doing. So between festivals, I'll be Bigfoot hunting, and then of course when I have to do a movie or TV show, then I have to go do that first.
Shucky poo, darn that 9-to-5 job crap.
Yeah.
Breaking my back,
Hey, and you know what? If you ever know anyone that needs a couple of middle-aged Bigfooters on their TV show or their movie, we're both performers, so there we are. Just drop us a good reference.
There you go.
When my show gets picked up, you'll definitely be on it.
Oh, awesome!
I'm super photogenic. I am. I look better.
Not that I'm having a big. No, I'm not gonna have a show of my own. I swear.
No, you swear. Yeah. That's cool. All right. Okay, this one's another one. I was like, oh, I don't see what he sees.
Okay, so this is a selfie shot. So I saw it in front of me, so I turned around and did a selfie. If you see where the logs crisscross, right? Down
right here.
Right there. You go up to the next one above it. Go to the right slightly. That's it right there.
Right there.
The next picture should be zoomed in and brightened.
Oh, I got you now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now that looks just exactly like the juvenile in your picture.
It does.
And this is the same day that the pictures that are coming up. It's the same day that we had the Bigfoots and their friend looking in our tent that night.
Oh,
do we have those pictures?
Oh, they're coming up. Yeah, that's the big one at the end.
Finale?
The big finale. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that one there is wow.
That one's so clear. And you can really see the head on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The pointy head, the pointiness of it. And everything.
That's like a oh gosh, what's his name? See, Englishing is not word. That's a Datus Perry head there.
Yeah, that is. That's pretty awesome.
And look at how deep their eyes are, really deep set.
Yeah, that's why they're always dark, because they got that big brow ridge. So the light doesn't get down in there.
We call them heavily hooded, very hooded eyes.
Mm-hmm. Which is another thing I thought about, as far as functionality of that brow ridge,
right.
is you got to think they got to have some kind of function if they got this big brow ridge. And it's kind of funny that a lot of people don't know this, but Dr. Grover Krantz did a study once back in the day, and he was thinking about actually Neanderthal man had that big brow ridge. So he was wondering about the functionality of it. And so he built him one and wore it for like a month, never took it off.
He's such a nerd.
Just to see
it's a true researcher.
What it helped, and he was walking around with this brow ridge on his head. And his conclusion was, it's because if you've got, it's really good for blocking sunlight in your eyes. So it's like wearing a ball cap all the time, which I
Right.
do. And so it blocks a lot of glare. And I was also thinking, we were talking about this at Beachfoot last week about their eyes, are so sensitive to light because they're set up for night vision.
Right.
They have that tatum lucidum in the back of the eyes like cats do that reflect more light than ours does. So they would need something to block their eyes during the day. If
Right.
their eyes collect more light, that causes a kind of a shade for them. So
I have
there's
been wondering about that too.
functionality.
I think the two possible other reasons. One is functionality for sure, because when they're going through brush, because we've heard them crash through some brush, when they put their head like this. If you watch that video of the white Bigfoot that gets light shined in its eyes and it takes off real quick, when it takes off, it leans its head down and goes forward. So that brow ridge would stop all of the brush from poking their eye as they run through it. The other possible reason of the brow ridge being so exaggerated is it's the same as Neanderthal. It's just a hypothesis, but if these animals do live, people do live 200, 300 years, then our eyebrow ridge continues to grow. Humans, if you or me live 200 years, 300 years, we would look like a Neanderthal. Like the brow ridge continues to grow. Yeah.
So go back to the. Oh wait, when we get to yours.
Okay.
When we get to
Okay.
yours.
There we go.
Because I was just thinking that brow ridge could be an indicator of physical maturity and age.
Yep. Exactly.
I don't want mine to grow anymore.
I don't mind. The scarier I look, the more gigs I'll get in the movie.
There you go. Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
the bad guy. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. It's good being the bad guy. Yep.
We've been watching that show now. That's a there is so much psychological stuff in that show. Holy cow, what a study in character and lack
great.
thereof.
Oh, I was so like Anthony Hopkins when he wrote that letter to Bryan Cranston about the cast and everything during up to the first season, first season. Yeah, he was so impressed with everybody's work on the show that he said he'd never seen anything with that much, as he put it, brilliance. And then
it's
So, go
got
ahead.
depth. It's got psychological depth to it, and the characters are really well developed. And actually, I like some of the bad guys better than I like Walt, because yeah, he wouldn't have lasted long with me. Wife was a saint. Okay. All right. Anyway, back to Bigfoot.
All right. So back to Bigfoot. Hey, there we go.
Okay, so this right here is one of the weird structures that I find. Again, I was just taking pictures. In this area, I always hear stuff. Something's going on, usually around me. But in this strange picture, after I zoomed in on it, when I got home and looked around, I saw what looked pink or red, which is not a common color in that area. And I zoomed all the way in, and it looked like almost like two faces. There you go, with their mouths wide open with teeth. Which the next picture will be the large, enlarged. They look like it's a profile image facing to the right. So you'll see eye, nose, long lower lip, and then teeth.
Right here.
Two of them. It looks like there's two of them side by side facing to the right. And
You have a Bigfoot. You have a Bigfoot and a demon from hell.
Right? I have no idea what it is. That's the thing, but I just thought it was so interesting because that's a color you don't normally see. And then for whatever that is to have, it looks like teeth. Its mouth wide open. And if you look carefully from its nose, which I think is his nose, I'm doing what you're doing. I'm pointing at it. See, like,
Yeah.
So circle this here and see.
Right,
Is
the
that
eye, the nose, forehead. If you go to the left now with the red dot, follow the darkness it looks like that's a thick neck going down to a back,
Oh,
But
I
the
see it right
question
there.
is, how small is this? Because what you're seeing right in front of you at the bottom are needles from a pine tree,
Okay.
So these things, tiny, the little ones that people have seen, I don't know.
That's just kind of weird because I'm seeing I don't know. Is this the face there?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's circling this.
I'm circling that as a face.
Okay. Hey, but I wanted to go back and look at this real quick.
Yeah, that was really cool,
This is a really cool structure.
right?
Not even counting the stuff
Yeah,
peeking at you, but
yeah,
if you look at this, you literally had to have pushed this limb
Through.
under that branch and another tree down there to get these to fold over.
yep. Isn't that neat?
Yeah. That
I'm
didn't
going to
I was going to say that didn't happen from snowfall.
I'm going to that area this weekend to shoot a video because I need to put some new stuff up on my channel.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, but that's really a great structure. Yeah. So yeah, and actually here's a weird thought about these types of structures. And I was talking with Tom Seawood the other day, when we were in Medellin, and he had an interesting concept about what these are.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I had never heard this before. But if you got like a teepee structure or structures like this, or the X's that we find in the woods
that serve no sheltering purpose.
Yeah, they don't have a sheltering purpose. They're not going to keep rain or anything out. But his thought was that they are, and Hannah can talk to this, to some of like Jewish traditions and other human traditions. If a woman's on her period or birthing, she's unclean, basically.
And they go to a separate tent.
They go to a separate tent. They go to a different place. And if these might be those like structures that they put up and say, hey, to the males, there's an unclean woman over here, stay away, basically. Like, she don't want nothing to do with you, bro. Yeah. So.
Yeah, the different ones, like I've seen the big giant X's. What I feel is in those areas, because you got to remember that all these different things are for other Sasquatch, not for us to decipher. And they have tribes, and each tribe has their own territories. So I think that those giant X's are territory markers between the Bigfoots. And the bigger the X, the more powerful the leader is of that.
Right. You'd be absolutely.
I like what Scott, going back to that, go back to that picture with the red.
And then put up Scott's thing.
Yeah, Scott said that red might be a deer carcass.
It's possible.
Do you have deer in that area?
Yeah, we have deer, elk, all that.
Good call.
Wow.
Got deer carcass. Don't come take my dinner.
Yeah, that's gonna be it too.
Yeah, Donna mentioned the red tent.
Yeah. Oh, the red tent. Yeah, that's the
that was the Middle Eastern.
The red tent.
That's where you went to go bleed.
Yeah.
So
Donna, I think we should bring that. Oh, I was just say, Donna, we should bring that tradition back.
The other structures that I think, like the leaners, they're directional. You follow those, and they'll take you to more complex structures. And then some of the teepees that I've run into, and some other structures similar to that, I think are possible nurseries that they keep the kids in. They're not blocking rain, it's not doing any of that stuff, but the kids know what that's for. You don't get out of that. And the tree structures, because there's so many different ones that just make no sense, of course. But I think some of them are versions of blinds. So the human brain, when it sees a shape, it recognizes what it is. Same thing with silhouettes. So if you put a silhouette of a horse, hey, that's a horse, right? But if you put a person standing there, and then you add up this shape and that shape and this shape and this shape, all chopping up that shape. They could be literally 10, 20 feet from you, just standing there, and you wouldn't notice it. Our eyes, our brain would not be able to tell us, hey, that's somebody standing right there, especially when
You're
if
right.
they're all in black or all in brown, matching the surroundings. So I think there's so many different reasons for all these different structures. And then like people should pay attention to the smaller structures, because a lot of people think that they have to be ginormous for them to be Bigfoots. But as children that we have as humans, or this version of humans, they learn from watching us, and they will copy us and repeat what we do. So you've got the little baby Squatchy that are trying to emulate their parents in some of the symbols and structures that they make. So you'll find little structures possibly from the juveniles, or it's from the little ones. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's say hi to Gordon. Pappy is in the house, and Lockbeard said something interesting
What?
right here.
Oh,
And hello, Danny from South Carolina.
yeah.
Lockbeard says, my high school
Chemistry.
words are a real challenge for me today. My high school chemistry teacher had a 45-degree slant to his forehead, surely a full-blood Neanderthal. Don't underestimate their intelligence. Bigfoot may be a super intelligent offshoot of Neanderthal, which is very not outside the realm of possibility.
No.
The more we learn, the more intelligent we are thinking that these creatures really are, and they can probably outsmart us without even blinking an eye.
Right.
Correct.
So, and the fact that they have a larger brain, their brain case is larger than ours, and a lot of times they don't mention it. But Neanderthals were way taller than the museums show them. In the museums they have them our size and smaller. And there's been a lot of their skeletal remains that were 7 feet tall, 6 foot, 10. They were big dudes, strong.
Well, I can attest to that because I'm 6'3", and when I did my DNA, we found out that I am 4% Neanderthal.
I knew it. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
So we've got a couple good comments here. Let's start with Dale.
Dale's comment.
He said, when you talk about not seeing anything in the woods because of branches, Jesus, I live in the Maine woods, very thick up here, hard to see even 4 feet.
Yeah, true.
In fact, in Maine, all Bigfoot has to do to not be seen is step a foot backwards.
And stand still.
Yep.
Literally.
And then what does Raptor? Shadows can play tricks on your brain, to tell you something is there when it's not, or vice versa even, and the more things mess up, our brains are so wired for patterns. Yep. And that's how we interpret everything. We don't even, it's how we read, we see the start of something and then our brain just goes there. And when you mess up the pattern, it doesn't recognize it.
Yeah.
So
matrixing and a pareidolia, because you get all the naysayers are like, oh, that's just pareidolia, or they'll say, oh, that's just matrixing. But there is that does happen, sure. But not every time. That's why I think our evidence, photographic evidence, there's a point where if people, okay, Scott, if people knew, all right, the very first pictures of chimpanzees and gorillas, when they were out looking for them in the beginning times of research in anthropology, they would see a bunch of pictures just like we're producing. Little piece here, dark area there. It's how similar it is. But if they don't know anthropology or the history of great apes, of how they've been found and taking pictures, how long it took, they'll never understand.
And the other thing too is you can have a picture even with something clear as day on it, and if your brain doesn't recognize it, it won't see it.
Yep.
It won't see it. It's like the color blue. People did not see the color blue for thousands of years because they didn't understand it. When they looked at the sky, they didn't say blue. It was just sky. But our brains did not start processing the color blue until like about the last 2,000 years is when that started. And so, you know, you can have someone who's educated in this, and they will see the recognizable pattern, and someone else will not, even though they're looking at exactly the same thing.
Oh yeah, it's just like I deal with so many hunters and antler shed dudes and you know, bushcrafters, and they're like, "Well, I haven't seen that. I've been in the mountains for years and years and years. You ain't seen nothing." It's like, well, one, you don't know what to look for. Me, I can go to any area of a forest, and I comfortably can say, "Ain't no Bigfoot right here," or "Yep, that's Bigfoot area right there. They've been through there." You know, because once you recognize all the stuff, just like you were saying, Hannah, once you know what you're looking at and understand all the different, like you said, patterns, it jumps out at you. It's like when Chris was driving me from, where was I? We went from Spokane. There you go, from Spokane to Medellin, and all the forests were driving by. But he got to see the side of my head because I was looking out the window the whole time, and I'm like, "Ooh, right there, there's a doorway. Ooh, there's some structures. Oh, damn!" And then there were just long instances of nothing, just regular forest. You know, anybody else driving, they wouldn't have noticed anything. They've just been like, "Oh, it's forest." People. Yeah.
That would be me.
Yeah.
He can drive by and he'll come to a screeching halt. There's a print back there.
Yep.
Reverse and hopes he doesn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
All right. Donna said.
Yeah.
I was just saying, Donna has a really good comment here. It takes a few frames. Donna says, "I believe they're way smarter, and their social behavioral skills are." I'm assuming that they've got well-developed social and behavioral skills, or they're very similar to ours. The tracks she's seen over 3 years, and she's had some amazing trackways that she's found, show me that they let their toddlers play on the shore, and the adolescents watch them. So,
yeah, in fact, I can attest to that because last February, a gentleman brought me some pictures where he found where he had. He was the first one into this lake area. He had his 4x4 and he was driving into this lake way up in the mountains, and he literally had to cut his way in there. So he knew nobody had been in there since this spring, you know, and he got up there and he found a pile of fir boughs piled up to make a big nest right by the edge of the pond. And then he saw these little human footprints, he said, all around the edge of the pond and around the nest that was there. So like mom had built her a nest, sat down and watched the baby play by the water.
Yeah. So I like what Lockbeard says. I like Lockbeard anyway because he's hilarious. That teacher was not a big guy, though. New hypothesis. He is a Bigfoot, but he is the ostracized runt of the litter who is forced to daily depilatory treatments to pass as a human.
Okay. All right. There we go.
In this universe, anything goes just about. So
yeah. We're getting close.
Yeah. So we got the best photo. We got
the best is yet to come.
12 more slides. So.
All right, you ready? Here we go. Dun dun dun.
Okay, so that picture of the one that I did the selfie picture with, that was that night, and right here I'm shining the flashlight in their face because at this point the person that I was with, old Kenny, was freaking out and having a panic attack. He didn't believe in Bigfoot, and I showed him some structures and we did tree knocking. They responded. He wanted to spend the night. I told him, "Are you sure? They're here. This is where they really live." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." So I called him down and said, "Come on down. Say what's up tonight. We don't believe you." They listened. So they showed up and, excuse me, they stuck their arm under the tent, knocked him over, put their hand on the tent. And then what you're looking at is looking above, straight above us. It's the top tent hood screen, and that's where they had peeled back and were looking down at us. So this is the same exact image, but really brightened, and I increased the contrast and all that fun stuff. And you can see that it's making a grimacing face because I just shined the light in their face. So that's why it's going, ugh. down here on the bottom right there. You can see
Yep.
the nose, eyelid closed, and the mouth making a funny shape.
Okay.
Okay, now this is not in their face, and you can see there's two individuals right below the light. There's one, and then on your left you see the other. And
Right there.
again, this is uh, bef- before enhancing a lot. I can say that I had to do a slight blur to get rid of the tent screen that was for the tent hood. So I blurred it just a little bit so you could see the faces better, not just net.
Now wait for it, folks.
Boom.
That's brightened up a lot. But yeah, it's after I brightened it up so much, people were telling me that looks like a cartoon. It's like, I know it looks weird, but it's because I had to brighten the hell out of it to bring out the subjects, that we're looking at. But again, the one on the right is doing that face like that, but he was
Face.
making a bunch of faces going ooh, ah, and the guy on the left, I think he was enjoying seeing Kenny freaking out because he's just smiling the whole time, and they're not being noisy; they're being silent while they do this. Okay, yeah, you see a smile on his face.
That is so cool. All right. So
Okay, so right here, you have the one on the right with his mouth open now, like that. The one on the left is still grinning slightly, but this is the image I took, and I straightened the face out and then mirrored it so you could see the whole face because you can't see its whole face. And I just think it's really interesting that these two individuals look way different. The guy on the right, a nose like mine. The guy on the left has a petite little nose, it looks like to me, and way more, some serious cheekbones. Looks like he had some work done, But
yeah.
yeah, there's some serious cheekbones. But yeah, they both have the elongated upper. What would you call that part from here to here?
What's that?
Between your lips and
Oh, the
nose.
septum.
Septum.
Okay. So elongated septum, longer than ours,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So now I straightened the face in the picture so I could mirror it.
Uh-huh.
Mirror
And the
it.
next one is the mirror. Oh, this one's awesome. I love this one.
Yeah. So
see all his teeth. Yep.
Yeah. You
Got
see
the
the
teeth.
small nose.
The no canine teeth.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yep.
not that I could see. And
Nope.
again, that could be another a telltale sign of age, because as humans get older, our canines get ground down over the years, and we lose the point. And that's what causes a youthful look, is full canine. So it's possible that this individual was an older, fully mature subject, we'll call it.
Yeah. And Dale said I would have stained my pants.
Oh, Kenny did that morning after they had left. He
Nice.
gave me his tent. He said he was never coming back to the mountains. It was a brand new tent he just bought. I was super excited about because it was a nifty pop-up tent. Didn't have to do nothing. It was really tall. I could stand in it, and I'm the same height as Scott. So for me to have a good another half, I'd say half a foot above my head before I can touch the top, tells me that these individuals that were looking down at us were really tall.
Yep.
Easy 8 foot, 7 foot into 7 foot.
Go.
So-
You want to do Raptors?
Okay, so Raptor has a comment, and I get the comment. Raptor says, I like how people say they saw Bigfoot mamas and babies running around and all this, but yet nobody's recording them doing this. And without video evidence, the story, where's the evidence? And speak to your experience taking a picture of a Bigfoot.
Do you? You got video?
Yeah,
Awesome.
you can send it to us. We'll play it. But
Yeah. Well, I saw a juvenile, and I didn't see the adult until later when I looked at the photo.
much
later. It was standing still, and so I never saw it. But I had 3 seconds to take a picture. I mean, I literally saw it looking at me doing this kind of.
If it had not been doing that, would you have seen it?
I wouldn't have seen it. if it wasn't moving.
Because it was moving, it was disrupting the pattern.
Yeah. So I literally had my camera. I have a shoulder holster for my camera. I pulled my camera up. I got one shot. As soon as I was pushing the button down, we hear this whistle off in the woods, and it turned, and they were gone. It had 3 seconds. And like this other situation that the gentleman I was just talking about with the footprints all around the nest, is he was coming in there on a 4-wheeler. So by the time he got there, they were gone. Of course, but what about the photo of the bigger footprints and the baby footprints? That's all around the nest. I mean, that's got to count for something,
And
Well,
Yeah,
go ahead, because my thought just disappeared.
So what I usually have to tell people, that do say that's not enough proof, right? You can not believe in a Mack truck, right? And never have seen a 1957 650 Mack truck driving down the street. But if you stand on the highway long enough, not believing, going la 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 la, I've never seen it on video, the truck will still hit you and you will still die. And the same thing with Bigfoot. Unless you're out there doing it and looking for them, it's going to be real hard to find the evidence that you want to see. It's just like the people that say, I'm not going to believe until there's a body, right? Well, you know what? I've seen the Bigfoots. I've seen them 4 feet in front of me. I've seen the juveniles. I videotaped them. I've seen Bigfoots walking across fields. I videotaped that. The images of the tent, that was from video. Okay? So, just because somebody is not satisfied with whatever evidence we do produce, if we're being honest and our evidence is real, I don't care. Doesn't bother me none. Those naysayers can fall behind in research and not believe anything they want and still be stuck way back there waiting for the proof that they want.
Yeah. And things are blurry. We've talked about why things are blurry, mostly because you don't have time. Yeah. These are smart creatures. They know what cameras are. And my dog knows what a camera is. And every time I whip out my phone to take a picture, she's like, nope. And she goes into the bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look at you, And so, but part of the blurriness could be if indeed their fur has that fiber optic quality, it's going to be blurry because it's going to reflect their environment rather
That's an experiment that Todd Neese is doing right now. And because polar bears have translucent fur, so when they're white in the winter, but they're not white if they're standing on pavement, they're gray, stuff like that. So he's actually we actually nailed down a bear hide for him this weekend, and we're going to put he's got fiber optic, the translucent fiber optic cable. We're going to put that in with the hair on a bear, and then put it in different light sources and see if we can get it to change colors or be blurry.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're able to do sound resonance and do infrasound. So that was my other idea of why sometimes they're blurry, is if who knows if they're doing a sound resonance that the camera can't grab onto image wise, just like if you run faster than the camera's aperture and shutter speed, eventually you're going to just see your leg doing this, and it won't look like they're moving at all. Or vice versa, I think that you can do a sound resonance vibration to where you look like a blur. It can't get a picture of you because you literally are vibrating so fast at a certain speed.
Yeah. So this is funny. Yeah, Dale talks about, remember the Dopsy Lake video?
Yeah.
When the Bigfoot running alongside the ATV, that was clear as a bell, and people going, no, that's a guy in a suit. Well, that guy was 10 feet tall.
Running 27 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not even trying.
Yeah.
We got some funnies here. Donna said she says Camera and her dog poses. He does. He's the prettiest dog. And then Scott says, I say Camera and my dog just ignores me and keeps on typing.
Yeah, it keeps on typing. That's funny. And so, all right. So we got one last picture here.
Hold on. Raptor. we have that video on YouTube. We did a video breakdown of it. It was from the summer of 2021. So you'll have to scroll our stuff. It's from the summer of 2021.
Look up Lake I can't say it. Sislodoblis Lake, Dobby Lake.
It's
locals call it Dobby,
Dobsy,
but it's
they call it Dobsy.
Sislodoblis.
Yeah.
Sislodobsis Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. I heard you say this. Well, actually, you told me this when we were in meddling together. You said if you got all the pictures, you got to show them, right? So let's talk about this one.
Oh boy! So as I mentioned, pictures,
And we may go over a little bit, folks. Just saying, we're gonna go a little late tonight.
For a long time, I didn't show this picture because I've been seeing UFOs. I've been visited. I've seen the little gray guys with the black eyes. My story's in some books, and it's been going on in my family for a very long time, generations. I had never seen them together with the Bigfoots. And I'd never seen any of the green-skinned, red-eyed ones. So when I saw this, I didn't know how to show people because it's bad enough that I'm showing them pictures of freaking Bigfoot, and I'm gonna end it with, "Oh yeah, there's an alien there too." And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But after a while, I was like, I'm not doing justice as a researcher to all the people out there that are trying to learn what's going on, and for the group of people that they think there's a connection, a UFO and Bigfoot connection. So I believe this is a very, very important picture for it to show that. The other issue is it tall like them because it's looking down, or is it floating? I don't know. So I did the same as I did with the Bigfoot face. I cut it down the middle, brightened it up, and I mirrored it, and that's what you get. It's definitely not a Bigfoot.
Definitely not.
And I had no idea that was there. Kenny didn't say nothing. He was the one that was freaking out, looking straight up. The angle I was at, the net mesh, it just looked like, to me, net mesh because of the flashlight angle I was flashing the light at. So I wasn't directly under. Oh, Kenny got to see all the fun stuff. Of course, gave him a panic attack and never came back to the mountains. But what can I say? You know what I mean? It's there.
Yeah.
Whether I believe in it or not, you know what I mean? Whether I believe it or not, it's freaking there. You know?
Yep. That's wild.
And that's a little, don't show that to Denise, Dale.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know.
We got nothing.
I got nothing. You know, I'm trying to think if it was a Bigfoot and his face was turned sideways and at a certain angle and the light, you know.
But where do you get the bulbous bug eyes?
Yeah. Well, that's red eye shine.
No, red eye shine doesn't bulge out of your face.
Yeah. It turns out to almonds.
Yeah. So,
Is that hair? Is that enhancement that looks like that's enhancement? You're seeing it really pixely there. I think.
yeah, and plus you're looking through a screen.
Yeah, it's the mesh, the skylight.
Yeah,
on the
you can
tent.
look carefully. You can see the screen if you look closely.
Yeah. That crosshatch you're seeing is the bug screen that it's looking through. Yeah. So I'm not going to scare people anymore. So here we go. We got one more.
Moving on.
Moving right along. We got this one here.
Okay, so that it was pushing its hand on the tent real softly. Got a picture of that. So what I did here, what you're seeing, this green hand is literally just the cutout you're seeing of the green outline, and all I did was change the color from orange to green, and added contrast and increase the saturation. Now that line that's going through the hand is the tent zipper. My hand is on the bottom to show I have from my palm to the tip of my finger is 9 inches. Okay, so that hand is way bigger, and the thumb placement doesn't seem to be in the right place as a human's thumb placement.
Right, and that's a common concept that Bigfoot researchers have, and I know Dr. Jeff has this too, that their thumb isn't quite as opposable as ours. It's more turned this way and to the side. So that would make perfect sense.
Hey, William's on.
Hey, William, how's it going?
You got to watch this from the beginning, my friend. You're going to love it.
Yes, you are. All right.
This is a picture of the underneath the tent, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's the last one.
Where, yeah, that's where it reached under the tent and with a big giant arm and knocked over old Kenny. Kenny was sitting right to the left of where that arm went in. And it had the arm was huge. I mean, it was just ridiculous how big it looked from inside the tent. And it almost reached me where I was sitting. And Kenny fell over. And I flashed the flashlight to where I could imagine its face would be. If your arm's sticking in all the way, your face is up against the tent, kind of. You know what I mean? So I flashed the flashlight there, and I went, "No, bad Bigfoot!" And it pulled its arm out. And Kenny looked at me and said, "Did you just scold a Bigfoot?" And I was like, "I don't know. I didn't know what to say for. I ain't gonna yell at it. I'll tell you that much. Hell no. But I let it know that wasn't cool. You know what I mean?" Yeah. And they're not stupid. They understood what I was saying, apparently. So,
well, yeah. Well, maybe Bigfoot was watching Breaking Bad, knew who you were, man. Yeah.
When I showed Tom Cantrell this image, he said, "Did you notice those glyphs?" And I said, "What?" And sure enough, I had paid no attention. But if you look right there where the arm hat went in, the sticks that were left there, and that one with the rocket in. Yeah, it's really odd. I didn't even realize it when I was there, and until Tom pointed it out, I was like,
"Yep."
So, what does it mean?
That's a good question. That one, I don't know. Kenny's chicken. I don't know.
Hey! You know? Oh my God! You killed Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So does Kenny talk to you at all anymore?
Not since that morning. That was in 2017.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got what he asked for.
Are we going to get what we're asking for?
Probably someday. Yeah.
We're going to go squatching with Jesus.
I'll take you to the exact spot.
Okay.
They've had reports for many years, but the camping people, they wouldn't say there was a Bigfoot. They would just say weird stuff happens, weird, strange noises, things disappear, stuff got open. They don't think it's a bear. But that whole area, where that tent is right there, surrounding that tent is the majority of all of the stuff that I've collected evidence-wise. And that's where Dr. Jeff had, he's doing a book with Dr. Christopher Dyer, not the other Dyer, but Christopher Dyer, the head of, former head of Gallup University Anthropology Department. Now he's the head of the anthropology for, I believe, the University of Maryland. But they're working on the book together, and Dr. Dyer came down, and I took him to this location with 2 Navajo trackers and a few other people to show him the area and where I get my research that I have from. So that was really cool. They got to come down. They said that they're going to be sharing some of my research in that book. That was really awesome. Really cool and honored. You know,
that is really, really cool. So so I've got 2 more slides here. I know you ran out of slides, but I'm going to show our folks 2 more slides. So, and I want to thank you for these. Now, here's the deal. Okay, everybody knows this blurry Bigfoot photo I took right here. This is the one I had 3 seconds to take a picture of. Our good friend here just enhanced them for me, and I'm like, wow. Now I can see some faces there.
Yep. Especially the one on top. You can see the eye. You can see the eye real well in the brow ridge.
Yep.
The one below it.
Something else I was noticing too. It's got those little white, kind of white above them, like that one you had.
Yep. Exactly. The brows.
Yep.
Exactly how it looked white. And for a long time, like I said, I thought that was actually whiskers.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great shot. It was cool getting to enhance it. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And then you see the other one too, because
Yeah.
the original, you can just see the one on the bottom, and then once I brightened it up and everything, I was like, wow, that's really clear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. I'm really excited. See, I got proof.
But it's not
nobody
video. It doesn't exist. The Matrix has you.
Yeah.
All right.
That is hilarious.
Okay. I am going to.
What?
I'm going to pop into the chat as me.
Okay.
And
You
I
answered that question about the video.
Yes, I'm going to drop that video in the chat. So everyone, give me just a moment to get there.
Okay, so while we're doing that, we are actually over time by a lot. So which is okay. That's fine. What do you got coming up?
Well, what I got coming up is a lot of Bigfoot hunting, of course. I'm working on my comic book, Breaking the Dead, and that tells the story of how Breaking Bad causes The Walking Dead. We're having
That's awesome. I love the storyline.
cool. It comes out on Halloween, and then I'm also working on Breaking Bigfoot comic book, which is going to each issue is going to they're all going to be actual reports from ancient times up to current times. So I don't want any making up stuff or making. Yeah, I don't want the imaginary. There's so many interesting stories that are out there that there's just endless issues that I could make and bring to life and really show what these stories are telling and what happened in these different instances. So that's going to be cool. And then, like I said, there's a TV show in the works. Can't talk about it, of course, hush, hush. And also, I wrote the prequel. It's going to be a film to Better Call Saul called Breaking Bigfoot, which tells Tuco's and my backstory and how he starts selling the bad stuff from bad stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot going on, and but my real work right now is I want to get into the Bigfoot Conference, Bigfoot Festival circuit, because that's what I enjoy the most, and I want me and my wife to enjoy these years and not have to wait till I can't enjoy it no more.
Right.
I want to have a good 20 years of us going all over the United States, Canada, and more. Go to Europe and research and all the different places where I've found stories of these beings.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I know. Be careful what you wish for. Hannah and I just finished our 8th conference this summer already. We got 4 more to go. So we've got 0 time to get into the woods this summer. So
at the end of February, our summer was empty.
Yeah.
At the beginning of March, it was totally booked.
Yeah.
I envy you.
Blackbeard's making fun of you.
Is he?
He's watching the video for me.
Truck.
Okay.
Love that truck.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, you got one pretty close to it.
It's gonna get there. It's got the beginnings of something special. But
Yeah.
I just need to add all the stuff that you got, man. Right now it's pooping.
Dumb question. We have our truck kitted out the way it is so that we can go to places like you go and not have to sleep on the ground. But could our truck get to where you had all that encountering?
Oh, easily.
Okay,
good. Because, I'm getting used to climbing the ladder. And then he wouldn't have to peek in the top. He'd just unzip it and look in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area where it's at, it's a nice open circle, you could say, where all your rig and everything can fit there, and you're allowed to be there for 3 weeks at a time. But it's maybe a quarter mile in from the main highway road. That's it. I mean, it's right there, and people are like, "That's impossible. Bigfoot wouldn't be that close." It's like, Yeah, they can, and they
Yeah,
do.
they can. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't realize. Yeah, I don't say this very often, but the one I got the photo of, I literally could walk a half a mile, look down off the hill, and see the town.
yep. I've given my Cadillac. I have a 2004 Cadillac DeVille. Not all fancy, low rider, nothing like that, but it's pretty low for just it's a sedan, and I'm able to drive that to that spot, no problem. Yeah,
Awesome.
I can't
Well,
wait for
thanks.
that.
Okay, we'll be there. I'll help you
Yeah.
kit out your truck. How's that?
We can't. We'll be leaving Oregon sometime in October. That's all we know.
Yeah,
All right.
that's when our time gets free. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight, and everybody go over to Breaking Bigfoot on YouTube, like and subscribe, and do all those things.
Do the same for us. We are almost up to 2,500
2,500.
subscribers.
Yeah.
So it's
Heck yeah, thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate you.
all right. Anytime. We'll have to do a video when we come down with you.
Heck yeah, that'd be awesome. Shoot, without question.
Cool. Yeah, we'll do that.
Well,
All right,
guys. Just remember, as always.
All right. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank
you, Jesus. All right. So, we got to do our thing. Where's our thing? I can't find the thing. Okay, here we go. As always,
remember, please, that our job is to investigate the unexplained,
not to explain the uninvestigated.
So thank you for watching us, for joining us tonight with Jesus. You've had an encounter with Jesus tonight, everyone. I'm having too much fun with that. So please like, subscribe, share this with your friends, do all the things, and just keep it squatching until we see you again. Go out.
You just said the wrong thing.
I don't know what that. I told you, words are hard
all right,
tonight.
folks, go out and find Bigfoot.
Bye.
Bye.